everyone, we are following a major breaking story. The mother of a little boy who was murdered is demanding answers from the Allegheny County DA after a big revelation.
The man who allegedly confessed to the baby's murder has not been charged. And breaking in the last hour, we just got a response from the district attorney's office. The alleged confession came from a man who is serving as a witness in another major investigation, the upcoming Wilkinsburg mass shooting trial. He's only known as witness number 3. Prosecutors say this witness has given information on 13 different criminal cases, but the biggest case is the deadly shooting in Wilkinsburg that killed 5 people and an unborn child. That trial is scheduled to begin on Monday. But according to an attorney, the witness in that case has also confessed to the murder of baby Marcus White Jr. That case made headlines back in 2013 when the 1-year-old child was shot and killed at a family picnic in the East Hills. The child's mother says she just found out on social media that witness number 3 allegedly confessed to the shooting. But again, he has not been charged in that case. Marcus's mother says she feels blindsided by this development, and her attorney says this information was never given to her by police or the DA's office.
The DA's office has responded in the last hour, saying, understandably, any death of a child resulting from violence motivates both law enforcement and the community to search for answers. However, our office cannot file charges until such time as evidence exists to sustain and prove those charges beyond a reasonable doubt. To make a statement that law enforcement is not absolutely and unconditionally dedicated to combating violence of any kind and anywhere in the city of Pittsburgh and throughout Allegheny County is insulting to the men and women charged with protecting our community each day. Marcus's mother and her attorney have a press conference scheduled for later today.
And of course, Channel 11 will be there. Look for the new developments tonight on Channel 11 News starting at 5.
New numbers show crime is dropping in Pittsburgh. One key standout, a drop in homicides. Channel 11's Mike Holden has been sifting through the numbers for us. He joins us live from Mount Washington. Mike?
Peggy, good afternoon to you. I've been crunching the numbers on my cell phone, but really, city officials and city leaders say this is a step in the right direction, a positive for the city of Pittsburgh and the people who live here. They say there have been a number of contributing factors that have made the difference, but truly they say it's about residents stepping up, reporting issues, following up with those concerns, and really being a major player in helping police solve the big problems. We broke down the numbers for you. I want to get you right into this. New numbers released today show citywide crime rates are down. Public safety says a number of factors contributed. They say strong police work, community engagement, fast work by emergency responders, and strong law enforcement partnerships with other agencies have truly curbed crime. We broke down some of the data and simplified it for you this afternoon. Homicides in the city dropped 36% year on year. Pittsburgh went from 58 homicides in 2018 to just 37 in 2019. That is the lowest number of homicides in more than 20 years. Non-deadly shootings have also gone down for the 4th year in a row, totaling at 146. Finally, violent crimes dropped by 0.8%. Now, we talked to a number of Pittsburgh residents who say this is positive, but they believe more needs to be done.
There's a lot of stuff, bad stuff in this world. I have 4 kids, so I'm always watching what, goes on, and it's scary. So it's kind of nice to know that there's not as much as there used to be. So it makes me feel safer for me and my kids.
I appreciate what the police have done so far, and I know it's a hard job. I wouldn't want to do it, but I think there's a lot more things that should be done in the neighborhoods.
And that's just the beginning of this story. After this live report, we're deep diving into the results and looking into further information. On top of that, too, we're checking with city officials and the mayor to ask them what the next step in the process is and how we can continue to lower those numbers in the years ahead. Look for the latest live developments for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting live from Mount Washington, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
There was a rush to rescue a woman in Beaver County this morning. The 79-year-old went missing late last night, and with the cold temperatures, rescuers were racing against time. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer first followed this story as it was breaking, and she was in Center Township when the woman was found safe.
In frigid temperatures, Center Township Police and several other agencies spent hours searching for the missing 79-year-old woman, eventually finding her, a big relief for loved ones. A intense search in temperatures below freezing. First responders in Center Township searching on foot, on ATVs, and with a drone from the sky, hoping to find the 79-year-old woman who went missing, last seen at midnight. Channel 11 learned her daughter had been staying with her at her home on Zernich Drive and noticed she was missing in the early morning. Police were called shortly after 3:30 and set up a staging area blocks away here on Bainbridge. Shortly after 7, a miraculous outcome. Police say an officer found the woman outside in a gully, cold but alive. Channel 11 cameras there as an ambulance drove her off.
She was outside. My estimation is anywhere from from about 4 to 7 hours. We're not sure exactly on the time frame. We have a window in which she may have left the residence, but the officers did a great job. The fire department did a great job, and it just goes to show the inner cooperation between the agencies really worked well for the people of Center Township.
And we spoke with a close family friend shortly after she was found alive. What he told me coming up tonight at 5. Reporting in Center Township, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
The search continues to find this missing Shaler woman. It has been more than a week since anyone has seen Janet Walsh. We spoke with her son-in-law, who had lunch with her just last Sunday and says there wasn't any indication anything was wrong. Police are trying to retrace her steps, and detectives are still looking for her silver 2018 Chevy Trax. New at noon, the Findlay Township Police Department and Allegheny County Sheriff's Office are asking for your help in finding a wanted man. Taylor Eltschlager is believed to spend time in McKees Rocks, Carnegie, and Scott Township. Police say he's wanted on several warrants involving domestic-related incidents, and he may be driving a white Cadillac CTS. Any information about Eltschlager, call Findlay Township Police. A chilly start to the day now, mainly clouds, but parts of our area will see some rain and some light snow. Yikes. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh has his forecast for us in Severe Weather Center 11. Snow?
Yeah, just a little bit, mainly in the mountains. I mean, not much during the course of the day today. Next couple of days, just a few nuisance-type systems. Live look at tower cam right now into downtown Pittsburgh. It is cloudy. Once again, the temperature just not moving very much because of those clouds. 29 degrees right now. Good news is no wind, so no wind chill. 34 in Greensburg, 32 in Morgantown, 30 in Beaver. As we go through the course of the afternoon, we'll see a couple of flurries and a few sprinkles south along the Mason-Dixon line, kind of pushing into the mountains later this afternoon. So forecast for the rest of the day today, mainly cloudy. Could be a rain or snow shower down to the south with temperatures pushing into the mid to upper 30s. Now, a better chance of some rain and snow late in the day tomorrow, plus I'm tracking a weekend system and how much of your weekend is going to be impacted by rain and snow. Full forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
A dangerous bacteria found in the water of a Westmoreland County nursing home. That bacteria causes Legionnaire's disease, and it was found at Westmoreland Manor. That's a 400-bed facility owned by the county in Hempfield. And in the last hour, the county gave us a statement saying tests came back with a finding of probable Legionella. We're going to be working to find out more on the impact to the home. That's coming up tonight on Channel 11 News at 5. The first American evacuees from China are now voluntarily in quarantine at a military base in California. The next evacuation is already being planned. New cases and deaths linked to the coronavirus triggered more fears over just how quickly that virus is spreading. NBC's Janice Mackey-Fryer reports from Beijing, China.
More Americans getting out of Wuhan. The State Department announcing another flight next week, like the airlift yesterday that returned 200 Americans to the U.S. But more than 700 are still stuck, like Doug Paris, whose girlfriend isn't a U.S. citizen, so she can't come with him.
And quite frankly, I couldn't live with myself if I left my girlfriend and my dog at ground zero of a global pandemic while I escape. I can't do that.
Don't be too. But for Priscilla Dickey and her daughter, it's a lifeline. They were turned away for the last flight, but are hoping this one can get them home.
Just all the stress is gone. Will be gone. And we won't feel alone anymore.
The coronavirus is spreading more rapidly here in days than SARS did over months. The mysterious virus now reaching at least 18 countries, including the Philippines and India, and in some cases showing up in people who've never been to China. Experts worry the estimated number of cases, nearly 8,000 now, is actually underreported because of a shortage of testing kits and doctors still learning to diagnose it.
More international airlines are cutting flights to and from mainland China, and Russia has announced it will close its Far East border in order to keep the coronavirus out. There is the sense that the country is being cut off, but nobody is sure whether the restrictions will actually work. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
And officials at Pittsburgh University say they're taking steps to prevent any local cases of the virus. There are about 5,000 students from China who attend Pitt and Carnegie Mellon universities. Our partners at the Trib learned both schools are closely monitoring the situation. And the Allegheny County Health Department is assuring the public that there are procedures in place just in case the virus becomes a threat here. Experts took us through how they identify this virus.
If a provider identifies someone who thinks meets the criteria for testing, they would call us. We would consult with the state and CDC and get permission for testing.
The process of containment is first identifying a case and then preventing it from spreading. Early symptoms of the coronavirus are similar to the flu, like headache, runny nose, cough, and fever.
A 16-year-old is being charged as an adult for shooting another teen in Monroeville. Our partners at the Trib report Rayshawn Jackson told police it was an act of self-defense. He says he was buying marijuana from a man he never met when the man threatened him. He fired shots and ran away. Police believe Jackson shot the 18-year-old and the victim in the stomach twice. Police found the victim in his car along Leslie Road. Jackson was arrested a few blocks away.
Wreckage from the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others has now been transported to Arizona as the investigation enters its next phase. NTSB agents will examine mechanical parts of the chopper, including the engine and gearboxes. Bryant was scheduled to coach a girls' basketball game on the afternoon of the crash that killed all 9 people on board. Investigators are still working to determine what caused the crash and whether the pilot should have been allowed to fly in the foggy conditions.
A wall of flame everywhere. A local worker turned. He thought his life was over.
Literally, just imagine a giant fireball and you're stuck inside. You don't know which way to go.
We're talking to a worker who survived this giant explosion. The one thing he says kept the garage from blowing sky high.
Gift cards are a big target for scammers, but it's nearly impossible to track. 11 investigates the red flags you'll see to prove it's a scam.
A couple of storm systems on their way in for the weekend. I'm tracking how much of your weekend will be wet and how much will be white.
This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11. Accurate details, experienced coverage, trusted weather source.
Heavier snowfall moving through Westmoreland County.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Count on Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life,
whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
The fire department wouldn't have got there when they did. There was a couple explosions. That could have been a real big hole in Roughdale.
Surrounded by fire, this Westmoreland County man thought his life was over. He is one of 3 workers who were injured in an explosion at an East Huntington business.
After nearly 2 weeks in the burn unit, he is out of the hospital and sharing his story of survival with Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie.
It can't get any better than this. I'm home, got my wife, kids, my dogs. I'm just ready to recover.
With bandages still wrapped around his hand, wounds still healing, Sean Wilson is at home recovering after spending nearly 2 weeks inside Mercy's burn unit. Sean was working as the lead mechanic the day Fleet Services was consumed by explosions and fire in East Huntington Township.
It was just a normal day at work. We were, doing everything by the books, everything we had to do. And then next thing you know, one thing triggers another and you're surrounded by fire.
Sean said he was working on the tank, and before he knew it, he was enveloped by flames.
It threw me and my coworker, and I just remember getting up. And I'm surrounded, flames here. I'm running, trying to cover my face. Like, literally, just imagine a giant fireball, and you're stuck inside. You don't know which way to go. And I'm just running, ripping clothes off, throwing things to the ground. And then I realized that, okay, I'm safe. I'm alive, I'm safe. Where's my coworker?
All 4 workers inside made it out of the building, but Sean and his co-worker were badly burned. He said he thought at 27 years old he wasn't going to make it to the hospital.
This is it. This is where I die. It's no simpler way to put it. It's tube down my throat. I didn't think I was that bad. I thought I was going to die like that. This is it. My life's over. I'm leaving a wife and 2 kids behind.
Sean has 2nd and 3rd degree burns covering parts of his body. He had to undergo skin grafting surgery. He told me being a mechanic is the only job he's ever known, and despite the pain and the burns, being out of work is the hardest part of his recovery.
I hope that I can eventually get back to everyday life as it once was, turning wrenches. It's what I do for a living. It may not happen. Hopefully it does. I'm going to try everything I can to make it happen because I don't want to sit at a desk. That's not what I do.
Well, Sean expects to be out of work for the next 18 months until he can regain use of his left hand. Medical bills are mounting. There is a GoFundMe page to help offset some of those costs, and we have a link for how you can help on our website, WPXI.com.
It's lucky he's alive. A teacher has resigned just a few weeks after a student was hurt during a science lesson. Bandages cover the scars across this 5-year-old girl's stomach. According to her parents, a cup of hot water spilled on her during a science experiment. The kindergarten student had 2nd-degree burns. The incident happened at Martin Luther King Elementary on the north side a few weeks ago. The family's attorney told Channel 11 they're focused on healing.
They're horrific, not just physically, but also mentally as well. The young lady is going through some very obvious signs of trauma. So, we've assisted in putting her into some therapy.
Since the incident, the young girl has changed schools. The family's attorney has not said if they plan to sue the teacher or the school district.
The Menneson mayor and 2 city councilmen are facing a lawsuit after being served at last night's council meeting. The suit names the mayor as well as Councilmen Gilbert Coles and Donald Gregor. The lawsuit claims that neighbors were not allowed to comment on anything during the January 6th council meeting, which violates the Sunshine Act. During that meeting, 2 people were fired and 2 others were hired without a vote.
I feel that I've done what I felt is right to change course and move in a new direction for the city. Obviously, it's a bumpy road.
The lawsuit wants the court to rule that meeting illegal, meaning that all actions taken during the meeting would be invalid. It also calls to fine the 3 defendants $500 each.
Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, it appears the sands will continue falling through the hourglass. Daytime drama Days of Our Lives has been renewed for a 56th season. It comes after reports had started circulating late last year that the show was on the verge of cancellation. Days is NBC's longest-running scripted series. It's been around since 1965.
Be prouder.
Your
severe weather Team 11 forecast.
A lot of cloud cover around the area again today. Some of you saw some sunshine first thing this morning, but the clouds have just been streaming in. Live look at our PennDOT cameras right now. I-279 Parkway North near Camp Horn Road right now. Not in bad shape, just dry roads. A lot of cloud cover around. No rain, no snow falling from the clouds in most of the area. Just another gray day. Route 65 and Route 19 right now. Conditions just about the same. Now, as we go through the next couple of hours, there will be the cloud cover around, and the temperatures are staying down because of that cloud cover. There was a little more sunshine up toward Franklin this morning, so a rarity right now. Franklin, 4 degrees warmer than Pittsburgh right now. 33 in Franklin, 29 in Pittsburgh. Greensburg's up to 34 right now. Morgantown at 32 degrees. Visible satellite, you can see the clouds streaming in. Notice where the clouds are the thinnest. Northeastern part of our viewing area, so Venango, Forest, Jefferson, Clarion counties, see a brighter sky. Now, there will be some breaks as we go through the afternoon, but not many, and those snow showers down to the south starting to work their way up to the north. So you folks in Preston County, Garrett County, not expecting a lot of accumulation. You might pick up a dusting this afternoon, but for the most part, it's just a lot of cloud cover around the area. Here's Storm Tracker this afternoon, and again, some snow showers mixed in with a few rain showers in the ridges. Pretty much gone by 10:30 tonight, so not a big deal during the day today. We'll make it to 37 this afternoon with mainly cloudy skies. Then tonight, back down into the 20s. More clouds than anything else as we go through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, more of the same. Mostly cloudy. Now, there's a better chance of some afternoon rain and snow tomorrow, but again, with the temperature up near 39, not worried about a lot sticking heading into the day on Friday. Here's Storm Tracker, 8:30 tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies. By the time we get to the afternoon hours at 2 o'clock, notice the showers beginning to pop. Some darker green, Greensburg down towards Ohio Pile, so could have a heavier shower in a spot or two, and then becomes a little more widespread. Now, in the northern fringe of this, from Beaver to Butler, up towards about Emlenton on north, it's going to be primarily snow, but watch how short-lived it is. Really begins to fade away after 9 o'clock. Could pick up some light accumulation north of Route 422. Rest of the area, once again, it's just some rain showers. Then Saturday, rain and snow showers late in the day. The bulk of the day will be dry. It'll end as a couple morning flurries on Sunday. But notice the temperatures. Saturday afternoon, 41. Sunday afternoon, 45. Anything that does fall and stick during the overnight hours, easily going to melt during the day, and it should be light. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Monday, partly sunny. How about 54 degrees for the high on Monday? I will be updating Storm Tracker for the day Saturday, pinpointing where those chances of rain and snow are across the area as we check weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
We've done way too many stories about people stealing credit cards and going on shopping sprees.
This story takes a turn. How police say these men cashed in on what they took from mailboxes in the North Hills.
And the new push to stop people from being targeted in Social Security scams.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and snow is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live.
followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Seniors were scammed out of nearly $38 million last year by people pretending to work for the Social Security Administration. And now lawmakers want to protect seniors.
The plan, help financial institutions know how to spot criminal activity. Channel 11's Samantha Manning reports on this proposal from Washington, D.C.
Scammers are tricking seniors by pretending to work for government agencies, and by claiming to be with the Social Security Administration, they're getting victims to hand over their personal or financial information or even money. The Stop Seniors Scam Act is looking to stop criminals who target the elderly. The legislation calls for financial institutions like banks to train employees how to spot potential scams and how to help potential victims. The Social Security Administration says scammers will tell victims their Social Security number has been suspended or used in a crime to scare them into following their orders. We spoke to one of the co-sponsors of the bill in the Senate.
The best thing we can do is to put a spotlight on it, to expose it, and to arm people with information.
Social Security scams have been reported in all 50 states, and more than 478,000 calls were reported last year. In Washington, Samantha Manning, Channel 11 News.
A massive fraud scheme hits the North Hills. Why police say the suspects are stealing from mailboxes.
Plus, I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint when all those clouds are going to release a little rain and snow.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand. On Channel 11 Morning News for breaking news. Now, we've expanded our coverage of breaking news where you live. Our anchor connects you to new information all morning long. Don't miss anything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News. Watch The Wendy Williams Show, weekdays at 11 on Channel 11.
Police say these men are behind a giant identity fraud case. In one case, police say the suspects stole checks from mailboxes and cashed in by making counterfeit checks. Now police have arrest warrants for 7 people. Channel 11's Renee Wallace spoke to one of the victims.
Don't put checks in your mailbox.
Laura Glatz always saw her mailbox as an easy way to do business, but in early January, she found out somebody else saw her mailbox as a way to steal her identity.
I did not know that there were people stealing checks and making counterfeit checks.
Laura is the owner of Backdoor Furnishings in Wexford. In early January, she put her rent check in her business mailbox on Chenot Road. The very next day, she found out these 3 suspects had allegedly stolen her outgoing rent check to make counterfeit checks. Police told us these are the actual surveillance photos of Yvonne Atkinson, Kenneth Williams, and Juwan Matthews at area banks cashing in $4,000 worth of counterfeit checks made using the checks' routing numbers.
And they had identification that matched the name they wrote on the check, so they had to cash the check.
According to police, the same suspects and 4 more, including Miguel Brinson of McKees Rocks, stole outgoing mail from another unsuspecting victim's mailbox on Chenot Road. This time it was $10,000. Just like the victims, we wanted to know how these alleged mailbox thieves are able to counterfeit these checks so quickly. So we came here to Northern Regional Police to find out.
I have not seen the system. If it's a computer and a printer in a car or room, they're remaking the check and reproducing it with that person's name on it. And you know as well as I do how fast that can happen with technology today.
Police told Renee the only surefire way to prevent this is to use post office boxes. Now that the red flag on your mailbox means something different to thieves, police at Northern Regional are still tallying the number of victims.
Take a look at these pictures just released. You're looking at a robbery suspect that threatened to kill a clerk in Washington. Police say he robbed the Metro PCS on Main Street Saturday afternoon, approaching the counter with a plastic grocery bag before pulling out a gun. If you recognize the man, you're asked to call 911.
Mainly cloudy. Parts of our area will see rain and some light snow.
Yeah, meteorologist Scott Harbaugh has his forecast now at Severe Weather Center 11. Scott.
Good news is it won't be many folks. The folks in the mountains most likely to see a couple light snow showers this afternoon, mixed in with a few raindrops. The rest of us, just another cloudy, cold day. Seem to be running this streak for about the last week now. 29 in Pittsburgh and in Butler, 34 for Indiana. In Greensburg, head down toward Morgantown, right at 32 degrees. Here's live storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar. There's the live scan through Fayette County, Garrett County, Preston County. Notice the snow showers just starting to make their way in to the mountain counties. We go through the afternoon, most of the area is going to see the cloudy skies. That's abundant across the region. Might get a little break in a spot or two, but I wouldn't expect many. 37 degrees by 4 this afternoon, back into the 20s. By 10 o'clock tonight. Updating the storm tracker map for the weekend, showing you how much rain and snow you can expect to see as we head through Saturday and Sunday. I'll have that for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
Day 2 of the question and answer session in President Trump's impeachment trial, but the spotlight is really on John Bolton and whether Republicans have the votes to block his or any other new witness testimony. If they do, a vote to acquit or convict the president could come as early as late Friday. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has the latest for us from Washington.
The question from Senator...
Another marathon day of questions and answers in the Senate impeachment trial and a battle over whether former National Security Advisor John Bolton will testify. Sources are telling NBC News Republicans likely have the votes to block any new witnesses, raising the possibility the trial could be over as soon as tomorrow night.
75% of Americans, 3/4, say they want witnesses and documents. They want a fair trial. They want to see the full picture.
I don't see a need for any additional witnesses. America has heard enough.
And if there are more witnesses, White House lawyers want to call their own.
I want Adam Schiff. I want Hunter Biden. I want Joe Biden. I want the whistleblower.
Democrats eager to question Bolton, whose forthcoming book, according to the New York Times, ties President Trump's decision to withhold military aid to Ukraine to an investigation of the Bidens. One White House lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, raised eyebrows and some gasped in the Senate after saying a president can't be impeached for doing something that might help him politically if he believes it's in the country's best interest.
That cannot be the kind of quid pro quo that results in impeachment.
I've just never heard anything like it. I think it's absolutely unconscionable, and I just think we're in new territory.
3 Republicans have expressed an interest in hearing from Bolton, but that would make it a 50-50 tie, meaning no new witnesses. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Chief Justice John Roberts indicated he will not insert himself in a tie, and that sets up the possible vote to acquit or convict the president late Friday.
A portion of a new border wall fell on the Mexico side of the border, according to Customs and Border Patrol. The sections that gave way had recently been set in a new concrete foundation in Calexico, California. The concrete had not yet cured, and the wall panels could not withstand the windy conditions. U.S. Border Patrol says it has discovered the longest cross-border tunnel ever along the southwest border. More than 3/4 of a mile long, the tunnel links Tijuana to the U.S., a passageway 70 feet below the earth. Investigators believe a cartel used it mostly to transport illegal drugs. U.S. agents, I should say, described the engineering inside the tunnel as elaborate, with an elevator, a rail system, electricity, and ventilation. No arrests have been made. They did find an offshoot, another tunnel still under construction.
Some local communities are dealing with a shortage of medics, but help may be on the way. Our Butler Radio partners learned a proposal in Harrisburg will eliminate the certification needed for EMS drivers. Supporters say it would remove some of the burdens of training, but opponents say it lowers EMS standards.
New details now on Ligonier Beach. It used to be a hive of activity, especially during the summer, and now it is a shell of its former self. But there's an effort to bring this destination back to life. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie found out the township is approaching this at all angles to save the historic landmark.
Ligonier Valley leaders are turning to the public for input over the next 2 months to help breathe new life into historic Ligonier Beach.
Restoring a piece of history, that's what it's about. People know Ligonier Beach from all over the place. They recognize, they remember it. We want to try and preserve that, preserve the sign, preserve that integrity of the building that's there. But we also want to look at, what's the future hold for this.
The township, with help from private funding and a state grant, closed on the property in November. Since then, the wheels of what to do next have been turning, including restoring Ligonier Beach to what it once was, connecting trails to the property, tying it into a tourist attraction.
We're talking about perhaps as a tourist hub. We've talked a little bit about electric vehicles in the future. So we talked about perhaps a trolley system that could be picked people up there, take them to the museums, take them to, Fort Ligonier, to Ligonier Borough, all the way down to the Route 30 experience.
Well, the township has already done a lot of work to clean up the property, but their biggest opponent is Mother Nature, because Ligonier Beach sits right in the middle of a 100-year floodplain.
Flood control is going to be a big portion of this. It's been closed down for 2 years because of flood damage. We had not just wet years this last year, the past 2 years. So dealing with that issue, we have to make sure if we put any money in this, that's going to be sustainable to make sure it's protected from that flood.
The first public meeting will be held in 3 weeks on February 19th at 7 o'clock at Fort Ligonier inside their hall. The township expects another public meeting in March.
How many times have you found the product you're using has been recalled?
Some people just keep using them and don't do anything about it, and this could be putting your health at risk. Our consumer advisor explains how to prevent this from happening to you.
He was crying because he was choking on some candy. How a poster helped save that little boy's life.
Snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
The most extensive school closings, always scrolling.
I'm tracking snow where you live.
And our traffic trackers show you live conditions. I'm bringing you urgent updates from the breaking news desk.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
Whether the weather is good or whether the weather is bad, count on Armstrong support and service all throughout the year.
Junta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Pat, bus riders are voicing concerns as the Port Authority takes a closer look at its routes. The authority held a forum looking for feedback and letting riders know what's being considered. That includes fare capping, the elimination of transfers, and a bulk discount pass. Some riders were concerned about affordable fares and easy access to vital needs like food and medical services.
They're using the bus to get to food, to get to their jobs. Many of these folks work 2 or 3 jobs at low wages.
These forums will continue throughout the year. The next one is scheduled for February 5th.
A 9-year-old boy in Tennessee is being called a hero. He dislodged a lifesaver candy from his little cousin's throat. This poster with illustrations on choking first aid for children has been hanging on the lunchroom wall at his elementary school for years. It's caught the boy's attention more than once, especially this one showing the Heimlich maneuver, a life-saving move he put into use Saturday when his 3-year-old cousin started choking.
I was crying and stuff with my face like this and then started crying.
They were with their grandparents who tried to help, but nothing was happening. So recalling that poster at school, the boy started the Heimlich maneuver.
Our mama had him upside down and our papa was patting his back. So that's how I knew something was wrong. I took him, then I started pushing on his stomach like this.
After a few moments, the lifesaver candy was dislodged, and the heroic move is now the talk of the school. Aww.
Great move there. Well, gift cards are a big target for scammers.
But it's nearly impossible to track. 11 investigates the red flags you'll see that prove it's a scam.
Plus, I'm updating Storm Tracker right now, pinpointing who's going to see rain and who's going to see snow to start the weekend.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on...
and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
Every single time we go to Scott, he's bringing new information. He wants to make sure you're prepared for your day.
You ask Tricia where is the closure, she knows it, and 3 ways around it. They're the best in the city.
Nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
Most of us love to give and get gift cards.
Yeah, they're also a popular way for scammers to steal money from you. 11 Investigates' Angie Moreski has what you need to know to protect yourself.
It's important to know that gift cards are a big target for scammers because it's nearly impossible to track the crime once they steal your information. Restaurants, big box stores, prepaid cards, you name it, there's a gift card for it.
Pretty much is a go-to gift.
Before you buy, beware. Make sure that activation code on the back is not already scratched off. When a crook gets those numbers, they wait for an unsuspecting customer to buy the card and activate it with money. Once they do, their goal is to spend it before you do.
Typically, when your money is gone, it's gone, and it's gone forever. And there's very little that any law enforcement can do to help you get it back.
To minimize the risk of someone stealing your PIN, you can register your card, especially prepaid cards like Visa and MasterCard.
I don't know what that is.
I've never done that. I just stick it in my wallet and pull it out later.
You do give up some personal information when you register, but consumer advocate Mary Bach likes the added protection.
That card is now connected with your name, your address, your email, and it does give you a little bit more security.
Another big red flag, anyone calling and demanding you pay them using gift cards. The Federal Trade Commission says that's always a scam.
No government agency is ever going to ask you to pay your back taxes or some type of sheriff's fine with a gift card.
And this, bad idea, even though so many of us do it.
Oh, definitely, all the time. Yeah, 100%.
Try to use those gift cards right away to avoid fees and possible expiration dates. The good news, by law, gift cards are not allowed to expire anymore for at least 5 years, but you do have to watch out for inactivity fees if you don't use them within 1 year. I'm Angie Moreski for 11 Investigates.
And one tip to help you save money, if you know you're going to make a big purchase at a big box store or have dinner out at a restaurant, it can pay to buy gift cards at the supermarket to pay for it. If you do, you can get a significant number of fuel points just by buying the card for money you were going to spend anyway. If you have a tip for Angie and our 11 Investigates team, be sure to head over to our app and find this story to message our team.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
This is kind of getting old, this look of the clouds, the gray skies. It's not a very pretty day today. 29 degrees, no wind, so no wind chill, but you just look outside, it just sends you into that little bit of a depressing mood with the skies so dark and gloomy. 29 Pittsburgh, 34 in Greensburg, 32 degrees right now in Morgantown. Now, Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar, despite all the cloud cover, does not have much precipitation. Have a couple snow showers working their way through Preston County, Garrett County right now. This could dust the ground in the mountain areas. I mean, at most, maybe a ½ inch of snow, but not a big snowmaker. A lot of clouds filling in today. Farther northeast you go, the thinner the clouds have been. So you folks up into Jefferson County, Forest County, Clarion County, actually was not a very bad morning this morning. Right now this afternoon, Storm Tracker, the clouds will continue to be an issue. Might see a couple little breaks, but notice the showers of snow and rain mixed in to the southeast in the mountains. That will last till about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Then it's gone again. All of it very light. 37 for the high temperature today. Rest of the area, just a lot of clouds today. Tonight, 25 degrees, and then tomorrow, upper 30s. Now, we will see some rain and snow develop during the afternoon. During the daylight hours, nothing's going to stick with the temperature this warm. But tomorrow evening, we could see some sticking in parts of the area. And here's why. 9 o'clock tomorrow morning on Storm Tracker, lots of clouds around, but we're dry. And we're dry until we get into the afternoon. Even 2 o'clock in the afternoon, still fairly dry. Evening commute, here comes the rain. Notice the snow setting up. Beaver County, Butler County, Northern Armstrong County for the evening hours. And there is some brighter white showing up. So tomorrow night, places like Beaver, Newcastle, Butler could pick up some accumulation, maybe a ½ inch to an inch before this really tapers off during the overnight hours and is long gone by Saturday morning. Speaking of Saturday, we'll start the day off dry on Storm Tracker, but tracking another weekend system that will bring us a weak area of rain and snow coming through Saturday evening, changing to snow before ending Sunday morning. Then the bulk of the day Sunday is going to be dry. So no big systems this weekend, no major storms for us this weekend, just another weekend of some nuisance type precipitation. Saturday 41 for the high. Sunday 45, we'll see those morning flurries, and then clouds will try to break a little bit during the afternoon. And Monday, 54 degrees in your 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Matter of fact, we're going to start off really mild next week, Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday before temperatures finally get colder the second half of the week. But each and every day, Temperatures right through the middle of the next week running above normal. Guys?
How many times do you hear that something's been recalled, but you never return it? Our consumer advisor Clark Howard explains why this really could be putting your health at risk.
There's so much noise in our lives. We're so busy. It's hard for us to focus on everything going on around us. And one area that we're clueless about is when an item we have in our home is unsafe. The Consumer Product Safety Commission reported recently that 90% of recalled items are never returned by us as a consumer. In many cases, we're still using that item. So when you hear that an item's being recalled, it's really hard to ever get that done. That means there is a serious problem to your health or safety. Stop using that thing, and if you want to, take the time to return it, because that's how you get your money back or get a new, safer item. I'm Clark Howard.
And you can see more from Clark Howard on our streaming app by searching for WPXI on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV.
The new Heinz ketchup ad airing during this weekend's Super Bowl is going to look a lot different. Check it out. You're going to see it will feature 4 screens selling 4 different stories. The idea is to force you to watch the ad more than once to figure out what's going on. It's directed by Academy Award nominee Roman Coppola. The ad is scheduled to run during the second quarter of the Super Bowl.
Well, a man was simply looking for his keys when he unexpectedly found something else.
And this could have ended much worse. Where the man says a 6-foot boa constrictor was hiding.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
When snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
Pittsburgh's most extensive school closings are on your screen all the time.
In Severe Weather Center 11, I'm tracking snow totals in your neighborhood.
While I direct our fleet of traffic trackers to show you live road conditions. From the breaking news desk, I'm bringing you urgent updates all morning.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
Where you live
on Channel 11 News.
The Carnegie Library says it set a new record with digital users. The library had a record-breaking 1.9 million digital book checkouts in 2019. Officials say the milestone shows just how library lending is growing for e-books and audiobooks.
Overdrive is our main e-resource lending platform, and Overdrive has libraries all over the country that use it. You need a library card to access the collection, and you can access the collection through your library's website.
The library's #1 e-book checkout last year was Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I read that one and loved it. And the #1 audiobook was Becoming by Michelle Obama. A class of high school seniors in Ohio just got an amazing surprise: free college tuition. A philanthropist from Toledo said he'll also pay for room and board and all fees. On top of that, he's also offering to pay for one parent to go to school. The offer is for any accredited state school or trade school. There are 140 seniors in the class of 2020 at Scott High School. The average cost of tuition at a state school in Ohio is about $15,000. If all 140 students end up going to a state school, it could cost $2.2 million. A Kansas man was searching for his keys in his couch, and he found a silent but deadly intruder instead.
I don't even know how this happens. A 6-foot boa constrictor. The big guy was curled up and comfy inside the couch cushions. The Wichita man was obviously terrified. He says no one can tell him who owns the boa, and he doesn't know how long it was in his couch that he sits and lays on every day.
Thankfully, I did not yell or have any visible reaction, but I'm telling you, I was panicking on the inside.
He was very docile, so I took my gloves off and just picked him up.
The snake is now at a pet store until the owner comes forward, and now I'm going to check under my couch when I get home.
That's all for Channel 11 News and News.
Have a good day.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
I know you have a busy morning. I'm a mom, too, and you're doing 1,000 different things.
We want to make sure you know everything you need to know to get prepared for your day as you head out the door.
You're going to get weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Jennifer is going to tell you the breaking news as it's happening.
We're not repeating the same stories over and over. We're digging for those news.